A retired teacher died, without a single family member beside her. The funeral home expected maybe 2 people. No flowers, no speeches, no headlines, just another lonely goodbye. But 37 minutes before the service began, black SUVs started filling the parking lot. Then police escorts arrived, then television cameras. And by the time the church doors opened, more than 600 people were waiting outside. Because the woman everyone had forgotten had quietly changed an entire generation. Margaret Ellis had taught 5th grade for 43 years. In a small town that most people drove past without noticing. She never won Teacher of the Year. Never wrote a book. Never appeared on television. Every morning she arrived before sunrise. And every afternoon she stayed long after the children had gone home. When retirement finally came, there were balloons, cake, a gold watch, and promises. We'll visit, we'll keep in touch, you'll never be forgotten. Within 6 months, the phone stopped ringing. The school hired someone younger. Her classroom was painted. Her name disappeared from the door. Even neighbors stopped recognizing her. Years passed. Margaret lived alone, reading old lesson plans, watering roses, and writing letters she never mailed. Not because she had no one, but because she didn't want to bother anyone. When she passed away at 83, the newspaper printed a tiny obituary. Between advertisements for lawn equipment and grocery coupons. It ended with one heartbreaking sentence. No immediate family survives. The funeral director quietly prepared for another empty chapel. While clearing Margaret's tiny house, a volunteer from the church found an old wooden box. Inside were hundreds of handwritten index cards. Every card carried a student's name. And underneath, one sentence. Needs someone to believe in him. Cries when nobody is watching. Reads below grade level but never gives up. Hasn't smiled since her father left. There were no grades, no complaints, only hope. Folded beneath the cards lay a bundle of letters. Letters from former students. Most unopened. Because Margaret never liked reading praise about herself. She believed, if children succeeded, the credit belonged to them. One letter caught the volunteer's attention. It was written by a man named Daniel Brooks, now the governor of the state. The letter simply read, "Everything I became started in room 12. The volunteer hesitated, then searched online. She found an email address and sent one message. I thought you should know. Mrs. Ellis passed away. Daniel was attending an economic summit when his phone vibrated. He read the email twice. Hen quietly excused himself. His staff assumed it was an emergency. It was. Just not the kind they expected. He remembered being 10 years old. His father was in prison. His mother worked 3 jobs. He often came to school hungry. One winter morning, Mrs. Ellis began leaving an extra lunch inside her desk. She never said it was for him. She simply smiled and announced, "I always prepare one extra. Just in case someone forgets theirs." For 2 years, Daniel believed it was an accident. Only decades later, did he understand. Within an hour, Daniel called former classmates. They called others. Someone contacted the local news. Another reached retired teachers. Another found students who had become doctors, soldiers, scientists, business owners, judges, artists. Every one of them had the same story. Mrs. Ellis had seen something in them before they saw it in themselves. The funeral home had prepared 12 chairs. They quickly borrowed another 50. Then another 100. Then they gave up counting. People stood outside, listening through open windows. Some drove 6 hours. Some flew across the country overnight. One famous surgeon admitted, "I would have dropped out in 7th grade if she hadn't visited my house." A police chief wiped away tears. "She was the first adult who ever told me I wasn't destined to become my father." Daniel stepped to the front. Instead of giving a speech, he placed an old report card on the casket. Across the top, Mrs. Ellis had written in red ink, "Your circumstances do not decide your future." He looked toward the crowd, then whispered, "She wasn't just my teacher. She was my first believer." Silence filled the church. Not the silence of emptiness. The silence of gratitude. A month later, the town council renamed the elementary school library the Margaret Ellis Learning Center. But the greatest memorial wasn't the building. It was what happened afterward. Former students started scholarships. Teachers began writing encouraging notes to struggling children. Communities created programs for students who felt invisible. One woman's quiet kindness continued teaching long after her final lesson. Because the greatest teachers don't simply fill minds, they awaken futures. And sometimes, the people the world forgets are the very ones who make history possible. Before you leave, think about someone who believed in you when no one else did. A teacher, a coach, a neighbor, a relative. Write their name in the comments. Because gratitude, spoken too late, is still better than gratitude never spoken at all. And if this story touched your heart, share it with someone who changed your life, but may not know it yet.